Let's go to the first step. So here, let's go over the nature of business. What does the nature of business look like? It comes with ups and downs. It comes with ebbs and flows. But why? You'll probably ask this question. Why does business come with ups and downs? Why not just a smooth linear line? Well, you need to understand a few simple things here. Business is an operation. It's like a chain, right? Every link in the chain represents a different component in the business. So let's go over some chains of the business. So an example of one chain could be offer. Another chain could be acquisition. Every link, so these are the links. So this is all one chain. This is all chains of business. These are the links. Offer is a link. Acquisition is a link. Team management is a link. Operations is a link. Systems, automation, fulfillment. These are just some examples. Obviously, there's more and more links. But these are some examples of links inside the big chain. A business is a chain. So let me just show you guys a real world example of why business comes to ups and downs and how you can reprogram your mindset to make sure you don't have ups and downs in your business, rather you have a upward trajectory. Let me show you guys a real world example of this one. So let's say you open up, this is a real world example. So let's say you open up a new business that helps people lose weight. For example, you can charge $2,000 for the program. It's a 90-day program you're charging $2,000 for. In month 1, you put all your effort into client acquisition. You get as many clients as you can. But remember, you only have 100% of the energy you can devote to something. And you're putting 100% of your energy into acquisition. That's good, right? You're putting all your energy into getting more clients. Good. Let's say this month you acquire 5 clients. Since it's a price point of $2,000, let's say you've made 10K that month. You've collected $10,000 that month. Great job. You made $10,000 that month. Now let's go into month 2. You're not going to make that much money in month 2 because 100% of your effort cannot simply stay on acquisition because it must divert into fulfillment. Your effort has to go into acquisition and fulfillment because if you put 100% onto acquisition again, you're not going to get your clients good results. So let's say you put 50% into fulfillment and 50% into acquisition. That means you're going to sign 2 clients. You've made 4K this month, which is $6,000 lower than last month. Then next month, you're going to make less until you offboard all your clients and put your focus back on client acquisition. Let's say it's a 90-day program. Let's say in month 1, you make 10K, you get 5 clients. Month 2, you make 4K, you get 2 clients. And month 3, you get 1 client, you make 2K. From month 1 to month 3, you've had an $8,000 gap. There's an $8,000 gap between month 1 and month 3. That's a pretty big gap. And the reason this happens is because you're not giving yourself the leverage to put consistent effort into the chain of the business without sacrificing much time. You need to be efficient. This is why you have so many dips in business. You don't know how to solve problems. Well, you're probably wondering, how do you solve problems? Well, you need to create leverage. How do you create leverage? You need to delegate tasks in your business, either through systems or labor. You need to be willing to give up a piece of the pie to scale the business. You're going to have to be willing to give up some money to scale the business in the long run. You need other people to help you out. You can't do this all by yourself. You need to have a team of people that are consistently working hard, just like you every single day, to help you scale the business. Otherwise, you're not going to scale. You may have to give 60% of your energy from acquisition and delegate to a setter so you can focus on other aspects of the business. So that way, the setter focuses 100% on acquisition and you can focus on other links of the business. You can give setters or your team access to more time or more money, which is basically going to incentivize them to work for you. And you want to work on the business, not in the business. You need to build an infrastructure in your business. And this exact steps, which I've just laid out here, this is going to create an infrastructure in your business. So make sure you keep that in mind. Build a solid team. And I hope you take some ideas away from that real world example. Now, away from that, let's go over the final thing which we're going to cover in the Mindset and Business Foundations. And that is 14 mindset beliefs that are going to make you stay poor. So the first one is procrastination. Procrastination, I want you to take, every time you experience procrastination, I want you to take immediate action, no matter how small it is. If it's less than 2 minutes, do it right away. No matter how small the action is, take immediate action. Because when you put something off to the next day, you're losing your self-worth. Right? You're not going to have that self-worth in yourself. Your self-esteem is going to go down the more you put off something to the next day. So never ever put something off to the next day. Next thing is passive knowledge. This is going to make you broke. Passive knowledge is basically reading or learning key ideas, different ideas, without implementation. Without implementation, that's going to lead to failure. So how can we get away from that? How can we make sure we don't get passive knowledge in? Well, I want you to focus on one valuable lesson from a course you're watching or a book you're reading from one chapter and just focus on applying that. Forget all the hundreds of concepts you've learned in that chapter or in that video. Just focus on the one. It can be the same said with this video as well right now. Just focus on one key concept which you've learned and applied it. Then come back to this video once you've applied it and find another key concept. And just keep on repeating this process like that. Next thing is wrong mentors. What's wrong mentors? Well, it's basically listening to advice from people who are unsuccessful. It's basically seeking guidance from people who have achieved. So what you want to be doing is you want to be seeking guidance from people who have achieved what you want to as well. Because there's no point of someone, let's say you're an entrepreneur, there's no point of you learning how to make money from a musician. Sure, he can teach you a little bit, but he's not going to help you scale to 10K a month or past that. That's where you need to start, the right mentor. So let's say you're an entrepreneur in the coaching industry. You're going to go to another mentor. You're going to find a mentor in the coaching industry or someone who's had success in that industry and ask them for advice, right? That's how you find right mentors. Now, the fourth one is failure intolerance. What is failure intolerance? Well, it just basically means quitting after failing once. So every time you fail, you're going to quit. That's completely wrong, and that's the reason you're not making money. I want you to treat failure as part of the learning process, because once you are able to do that, once you treat failure as learning, then you can reflect, you can learn from it, and you can move on. Alright, now let's move to step 5, which is fairness fallacy. So, what is fairness fallacy? Well, that's basically believing the world is unfair. And when you believe the world is unfair, that's going to lead to inaction. So one thing I want you to do is I want you to accept the unfairness of the world, because the world is unfair. But I want you to accept it as reality. Accept that this is how the world works. And then find ways to work around it. Find different paths to work around it. Next thing is complaining. And what's complaining? Complaining is basically dwelling on circumstances. So how can you avoid complaining? Well, I want you to accept challenges as an opportunity to grow. Next is external dependency, which is basically expecting rescue from other people, which is never going to happen. I want you to take full responsibility for your progress. Take full responsibility for your actions. Take full responsibility for where you are right now in life. Step 8 is valuing opinions. Valuing opinions or prioritizing external validation is going to destroy your confidence. The lower confidence you can have, the less money you're going to make. So I want you to cultivate your self-worth and base decisions around your personal values. So stop valuing the opinions of other people and value your own values, right? Make decisions based on your own values. Next thing is avoiding discomfort. I've said this many times in today's video, avoiding discomfort, but it's shying away from challenging tasks. It's just as simple as embracing discomfort, because that's where the money is. Embracing discomfort, you're going to make money once you start embracing discomfort. Number 10 is tolerating mediocrity. And what that basically means is accepting mediocre results. And that's going to lower your standards. It's going to make you go below. That's not what you want. We were talking about standards over here. If I just zoom out. Standards right here. And how important standards are. Alright, so we go back here. You don't raise your standards. Next thing is breaking promises. Never ever fail your commitments. Never ever break commitments to yourself, because failing commitments destroys self-trust. And the only thing you have from yourself is self-trust. And one way you can start building that again, if you've done a lot of failing commitments or breaking promises, then just one thing I want you to start doing is just start acting on your commitments. If you say you're going to wake up at 5 a.m., wake up at 5 a.m. If you say you're going to work on your business today, well, work on your business. That's acting on your commitments. If you do it every single day for long enough, your self-worth, your self-trust is going to go to the moon. Number 12 is perfectionism. What that basically is waiting for the perfect conditions. And if you wait for the perfect conditions, you're never going to make money. Hell, you're never even going to have a successful business or even make money from it. So I want you to start despite the imperfections and adapt. Because even if you start in shit conditions, terrible situation, that's better for you because you've learned from it. I want you to make mistakes right now. So then later down the line, you've learned from those mistakes and you can grow. Number 13 is prioritizing appearance. And what this basically means is it's just focusing on looking rich and wasting time. So don't focus on looking rich. It might be a little bit important at the start, but it's not as important as it seems. Just focus on building real wealth through long-term investments, through creating content, through providing value. That's what long-term investments actually are, through mentors. Don't focus on looking rich, because in the inside, you know you're not rich. You know you're broke. You know you're making $0. So accept the fact that you're broke and start building real wealth. And the final thing which is making you broke is busy work, saying you have busy work. And what this basically means is you're staying busy without prioritizing tasks. The more you prioritize, the better. So one thing I want you to do is I want you to identify high priority activities and then put them at the top of your to-do list and complete them one by one. Right? So those are the 14 mindset, beliefs that are going to make you stay poor. Make sure you implement all of them into your daily life and you're going to make a lot of money. If you implement the action steps which I've given you, you're making a lot of money.